Good afternoon. What do you think? The latest one. Oh, sit down. Stay on the move, but that doesn't work. Yeah, this was a challenge, this one, to say the least. Strap iron, mid-Victorian, in about there. Delivered to me last weekend in a heap, rusted metal, no timber left. Obviously it had been in a fire and it had been lying and lost for a long time. John dug it out and messaged me and asked me if I like a challenge. I said, well, okay, bring it, see, but I looked at it and went, oh yeah, right, okay. The reason I know, the reason I know that it's from that time period is if you notice that the incline, the back of it, it's very, very steep. It's almost a recliner. And this was for the days when women's fashion was the bustles on their dresses. And this is so as you could park yourself on the bench and the bustle didn't come anywhere near the back off. It was to give them plenty of space so as it didn't get caught up in anything like that. So that's why you'll see very few of them now. There's other ones that are similar to it. A lucky black cat just walked past on it. Probably caught him on camera, I hope, and a character, that one, But, yeah, so we spent a lot of time straightening it out. It's malleable iron, it's wrought iron, it's early days wrought iron. It's basically what they call wrought, but it's worked iron, but it's malleable. You can move it around quite easily without too much. And believe it or not, it's what I call it strap iron, bar iron. It has connections to, believe it or not, the slave trade. It was classed as voyage iron. They couldn't put bloody things for manacles and your neck and ankles and all that kind of thing. And it was for the Atlantic slave trade. It was never sold directly to America or however it went to Africa itself. And then it was easy enough, because it was so malleable, it was easy enough to turn into manacles and various other things so there you are. It got made into various things, but also that type of thing. But it's a nice looking thing. It's oak. John supplied the timber too, the oak timber. So it's still got a sand down, a rub down, and there'll be one or two bits and pieces I'll still do to it yet. But it's near enough done, but it was very, very difficult to figure out just the bolts, the old bolts, that God knows how many times this had been rerouted through its life. I mean, if you're looking probably early 19th century through, bustles were out the game by the end of it. Benches to park bench, it's that kind of thing. God knows how long it had been lying around, but there was enough life left in it to bring it back. It's going to Skye. It's got a cottage up there. Wherever this carry on right now lives, is going to Skye. It's going up there. And originally these timbers would be a little bit thicker. I had to adjust a whole lot of stuff for it take this, it's there about 30 mil, but originally it would be up to 40, 45 when it was painted. And painted. The timber would be painted, probably green. Green was the colour of choice for all these type of things at one time. Green is one of the best colours for sunlight, for less degradation with UV light and whatnot and that kind of thing. It's not so thing with nowadays, people don't use it as much, but I think one of the biggest places you'll see green still being used to any great extent for thing is Wimbledon. Where everything, you wonder why everything's painted green. Well, that was the reason, because it lasts longer than the sunlight and the weather. It's that kind of thing. But it would be painted because being a park bench, I have a little plug to make up for in there. Being a park bench, it needs to be wiped. People need to be able to wipe it down. So painted surface is a lot easier to clean off, depending on who's been on before you or what's on it, like whatever it be. It's easy enough to take a handkerchief or whatever it is and wipe it down if it's painted. But it's wanting Danish oil on it. I'm not a fan of this stuff, but that's what the customer wants, so that's it. Personally, I don't rate it, but anyway, that's what's to go on it as such. So, but yeah, it was a full week's work really, getting it to this point. But I learnt a little bit because I had to look up. The rake on it perplexed me a little bit to start with until I kind of figured that bit out. I went, all right, and then I started to look up, and believe it or not, they're quite valuable. I don't know about this type, but certainly the ones that are made of Ostrap iron, that have iron right across them, they can be up in the thousands of pounds mark. But I'm not getting thousands of pounds for this. It was quite surprised, I think, when he dropped the timber off yesterday, that I'd got to this point. Well, I had it jigged up. I had to build a jig for it to hold it in place while it had to be timbered in a particular way. But it was pure guesswork by the bolt holes, just what size of the timber was actually on it. But we're pretty close to it. We're pretty close. I'm quite happy with the whole thing. So that's been the week's work. Should have filmed me doing it? No, you wouldn't. I actually watched a little bit of the video. The last video I put up of me standing there. Oh, gee whiz almighty. It's a terrible bloody business altogether. Age does not come itself. So that's that. So I thought I'd let you see it anyway, because it'll be away this week sometime. And we're waiting on the irons coming for the next one. So I'm busy trying to, I'm going to have a word with a man. I was looking at something there just a while back there at big oak benches. I need to go and talk to him. They came out of the Scottish Assembly, or this one in particular came out of the Scottish Assembly. So there's a bit of history attached to it as such. So I think he's looking to build it into a usable bench or 2 usable benches. So we'll need to have a wee conversation and see how it works and whatnot and that. But that's it. Slavery. There you are. Somebody says to me, "You watched that when it came out at first? You watched that 12 Years a Slave, Jim?" I said, "Watched it? I bloody lived it." What do you mean? I said, "My father, you know all about it, like, you know." Constant work, constant. Always things to do, things like, you know. At least they had sunshine and whatnot. It was bloody cold in Scotland. But there you are. I hope that's of interest to you. And it just shows you how well it's. The reason it's so malleable is there's a lot of slag left in when it's forged. There's a lot of slag left into it, and you can move it around. It's very, very supple and easy to move. But once you get it locked up with the timbers on it and thing would. But the setting up of the stretcher bar in through to the centre bar, that was just about a cut job. That was just about had enough of that. I went, I'll not get this, but we got it eventually. Yeah, we got it eventually. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. It's Sunday. A cup of coffee, I think. We'll do a little bit more on it, and I'll no doubt find something else to do. Anyway, all the best. We'll catch you again. Cheers.